This is Unspoken. My name is Chichi Omesiaka. Welcome to another emotional, I used to say interesting, but this one is going to be very emotional, I bet you. Unspoken is that show where we get to address different conversations or topics that a lot of people try to shy away from. On this episode, we're going to be dealing with something that is very, very prevalent in our society, but we don't get to talk about it. We allow it being carpeted, and one way or the other, it comes around affecting the society at large. This has to do with the family, and the family is the bedrock of the society. When things go wrong in the family, the society is affected. Today, I have someone whose story is quite, very pathetic, very, as a mother, personally, I don't know how she's coping. And I'm hoping that one way or somehow she's going to, be able to find the answers she's looking for, and maybe find the, not just answers, but find solution to her problem, because she's been on this for, I think, over 8 years. Without wasting much time, I just want to introduce my guest, who she's going to tell her story, and then we'll take it from there. This is Unspoken, in case you're just joining, and my name is Chichi Omesiaka. Like I said, you can see I'm not really smiling, unlike the other episodes where I'm all bubbly and very excited to introduce my guests. But she's beautiful. It's just that her story touches my heart, and I'm hoping that this opportunity to for her to talk about it on my show would help, with one way or the other, help to get the desired result. Fati, how are you?
I'm very well, ma.
Good to
evening.
have you.
Good to have you too, ma. Thank you.
Okay. We met a few months ago, and it's still sad to know that you are still on this journey. Let me allow you first introduce yourself. What do you do? And then you go right into your story.
My name is Miss Stephanie Fatima, and I'm a business woman. I'm also a journalist, a freelancer.
I'm glad you're agreeing now that you're a journalist.
Yes,
because you abandon our trade, our craft for business.
No, I am. I'm a proud one.
Fantastic,
I'm a proud journalist.
Fantastic. Glad to have you here.
Thank you, It's my pleasure. So I was able to get married in May 2nd, to be specific, 2015. After so much pressure from parents, relations, and even friends to get married. And marriage has never been in my agenda, God knows. It has always been out of my agenda. But in one way or the other, I have this man that we've been together for 2 years plus, even though you can never study a human being 100%. Someone can pretend until you dive into it. And that was exactly what happened. This man was an angel in human form at first. Not until when he persuaded my mom, and my mom was on my neck, and I gave them my terms and conditions that up until I'm done with my master's and I secure a job, at least to touch the lives of my parents, who had always been falling and rising for my sake, because I didn't know what marriage had for me. I didn't know the package marriage had for me. So after so much persuasion from my ex-husband to my mom, she became the second girlfriend, in fact. To convince her, I said no. The breadwinner was no more. I am now supposed to take his place. But my mom called me and explained to me that, please, he has accepted to allow you go for your master's, and my dad promised to assist financially and otherwise. So, to cut the long story short, I got married to him. After a few months of getting married, it was down on me that I got married to the wrong person. I was trying to place my hands on who he was during the marriage and who he was before the marriage during courtship. I was still struggling because I was an indoor person. Is this man trying to turn me into a full-time housewife? I'm a career woman. I'm a hustler. I can even hawk pure water. As far as I have pride, sorry to say, because it's not everything that I will have to ask a man to give me. I also love to contribute my own quota. Maggie cannot just finish and I'll have to start telling you there's no Maggie in the kitchen. He knows. And even the menial jobs I was doing, I could still contribute. I could still at least contribute my own quota in my own little way. So, late nights, I never knew I got married to a nightcrawler who has always been trying to please his friends. He has always had it that he could take bullets for them, and I could not dictate to him when to come back to the house to see my child and myself. Even before I took in, I was still struggling to know the kind of life he was into, but I couldn't. Up until when I was 4 months pregnant, when I received the first humiliation of my life. He went for his late nights, cravings of a pregnant woman. When I demand for something, maybe around 1 p.m., I should expect to see that in 2 a.m. or even 3. And if I don't take that, it's going to be chaos. It was just the grace of God that kept me into that pregnancy, because I was barely not eating anything. I could not drink water.
Was he physical that time? Was he like...
No, there was no physical, but psychological.
Okay.
So this night when he came back, this man that I said was always caring, died. Eventually he slumped and died as a result of cardiac arrest. So it really hit him so badly. And during the candle night, they went drinking and taking all sorts of things I cannot tell. When he came back, I was already asleep. So he messed everywhere up. I was 4 months pregnant. He messed everywhere up with vomit. He threw up on my boxes everywhere. I said, God, help me not to talk. God, help me not to talk. Just seal my mouth not to talk. So I lay down on the bare floor, on that center carpet. It was on a Saturday. On Sunday morning, I was strong enough, though I was trying to come out of the first trimester, so I was able to go to church. When I managed to go to church, I came back. I didn't utter a word to him. He had already haphazardly washed the beddings and cleaned my boxes and all that. So I was still trying to ponder over the whole thing that was happening. I just sat down and I was tearing. I was just tearing. He called me that I should come here and sit on this bedside. And I came and sat. He was confronting me and he was vibrating seriously with foams all over the mother. So I was looking at him throwing out at night. I could not even save him. So unless he could die, I could not even come and save him. I said, wow. I've been begging God not to allow me to talk, but we have reached the point where I have to talk. Because I've always been the one saying I'm sorry, even when I don't even know what I did to you. Just to make peace reign, just my mom and my dad's voices kept ringing, being submissive. This submissiveness, where is it taking me to? Is it taking me to my early grave? I said, please. Other times that you used to have your high fever and all that I will hold this bucket like this till daybreak if you want to throw up, or massaging your body with wet towel. Those times you were having ailments, you were sick. But this time, you cannot just go and, all in the name of candle night, trying to mourn the death of your colleague instead of even changing your ways. You people are now trying to prove to the whole that you can do and undo, and you went to take, I don't even know what you take, whatsoever combination you took. You came here and messed everywhere up, and I kept quiet. I still respected myself. I still lay down on the floor. I went to church. I came back. You're now trying to tell me I should tell you that I could watch you die. I said other times I would be crying, trying to see how I could help, from morning to even reach. I was not even, I was still learning how to drive one midnight. And I was not used to that high fever because I've never stayed with him to know, to drive him to the clinic. He was still intimidating and shouting and vibrating. I said, please lower your voice. Neighbors will hear. He said, let them hear you. Go and bang the door. Let them hear. Is any idiot feeding him here? Is anybody paying his bills? Let them hear. I said, but they have always been calling me to solve their family issues. They think we have perfect marriage. Please, I wouldn't want them to know. Let them know. Let them just insult in midnight. See the time. He doesn't care. So I now told him that I had to leave. I needed to give him space. He said, I must tell. He allowed me. I packed all my luggages to the reception. And I wanted to beg the driver that usually takes them to work to please drop me at Duse Junction so I could find my way. I now told him that I promise you I will be going to stay with your mom. And I promise you I'm not going to tell her the reason. I will just tell her that the pregnancy and all that. I just feel like to come and stay with you. What chases a rat from a hole and then the rat dived into fire? You should know that what's inside that hole is hotter than the fire. So I promised him that I was going to live with his mom. I was not going to my parents' house. And please, I begged him in the name of God not to tell my parents because it's too early for them to know.
The marriage was just 4 months?
It was not 4 months. It was around 11 months.
Okay.
Yes, but I was 4 months pregnant.
Okay.
When he saw that I was really serious, taking my things, I was taking them, he was bringing them back around 5 a.m. I was taking them, he was bringing them. I said, please, leave my luggage. Stop taking them back. You're wasting my time. I want to go and play with the driver to assist me. He blocked the door and he was vibrating. I must tell him on what grounds, the status of the marriage before I leave. I now said, when I'm on my way, I'll send you a message, a text as to the status of the marriage. But bear in mind, I said, I'm not going to my father's house. I'm going to your mother's house. So you should be able to figure it out.
You left?
No, he refused to.
Okay, so you didn't leave?
Yes, I didn't leave.
Okay.
So I kept living in bondage like that.
You now gave birth?
Yes, I now gave birth.
Okay.
So when I gave birth...
But what you were trying to say was the emotional abuse continued?
Yes, it continued. Even it was on the high side.
And verbal?
Yes,
okay.
But no physical.
No physical, okay.
Only when we were exchanging, because I learned to be answering him back.
Back, okay.
The humiliation was too much. I had to...
So at what point did the marriage totally, like...
Okay, that was 2020.
How many years?
That's 5 years.
Okay, so you guys were together for 5 years? But from what you said, it was chaotic. It was...
Yes. There was no happiness. It was no marriage at all. Okay. It was no marriage.
But you guys married, like, properly, like church, traditional?
Yes, ma.
Everything?
Yes.
Okay.
We did a church wedding. We're from Katsina State, Malumfashi local government. We're Hausa Christians.
Okay.
I'm from Malumfashi local government. Is from Matazu local government. So, when I gave birth to my daughter, she was barely 4 months old. And everything was on the high side. There was a day they took him on his birthday. They took him for outing. So I stopped advising. He said I was confrontational. I always confronted him because of his late night. I said I was not confrontational, but I was always advising. I was always advising. So when they came back around 3:03 a.m., anytime he came back, I was just recording it. I would just stylishly check my phone and see the time. I would say, let me see the time he came back today. Our door was always opened, and people in the morning, they would say, we heard your door opening because the door was making a hell of noise. At around so time, I would say, yes, my husband was on, he went for operation. So I was always covering up, not until when he escalated the whole issue himself. I said, before I was begging you, because of God, you should at least adjust the time. I'm not stopping you from going to hang out with your friends, but always check the time. So
for you, the major problem that led to the breakdown of the marriage was his late nights?
No.
Okay.
That was one of them. That was second to the list of them.
Okay.
What was the major? The major was his non-support to further my education and pursue my career.
And that was what he promised your parents?
Yes.
That you were going to do your master's?
But he keeps denying now because it was not in a written form. That was a mistake we made. He wouldn't allow me to go and submit unsolicited CVs. He wouldn't allow me to go and submit applications. I would have to be in the house, locked up, counting down when applications will be closed.
Was he taking care of you? Like, like upkeep and...
If it's food has never ceased from the kitchen or from the store, but there was no appetite to eat it. At some point, I was even begging him to keep me with hunger. I will hustle for food.
So,
but
he was providing...
Any other thing? Yes.
For the food? For food.
Yes.
Okay.
But any other thing...
He was not giving you money to take care of yourself, to buy things?
No, because I'm a kind of person that doesn't know how to ask.
Okay, so he cannot give. Okay.
He took that as an advantage.
So what you were even pushing for was, I just want to be useful for myself and also
my family, for him even. So, I will not lie to you. There was a time, even if he stops me from going to submit CVs, if I told him, even if he would spend 6 months out of town, I wouldn't go.
The major issue, again, was you wanted to work.
Yes.
Okay, so...
Or do business.
And his answer was always no.
No. And I wanted to further my education.
Was he giving you any reasons, maybe to say, okay, I want you to stay at home and raise our daughter until she grows? Or
no.
Were there conversations?
It was from his actions.
Okay.
At some point, I was feeling, don't board a public taxi with my child. Don't do this. Don't
Did he give a car? Did he leave you with a car?
It was later.
Okay.
That I now learned how to drive, and it was his own car whenever he traveled. So I was using.
So I want to be able to establish some things, because most times I usually tell people there are two sides to the story. He is not here to defend himself, and it won't be fair
to be
on him.
one-sided.
Yes, to be
exactly.
one. So permit me to jump the gun. Let's now go to why you are here.
Okay, ma'am.
What is that thing that has been bothering you for the past 5 years?
Okay. When I finally opted out of that marriage in September 28, 2020.
So this is 5 years?
This is 5 years.
Okay.
Okay, the main issue that caused me opting out finally was that there's this immigration officer who happened to be my late dad's schoolmate. He has been disturbing my dad to tell me to call him and to take my CV to him.
So it was still
during lockdown. Thing. Yes. So it was during lockdown. I wanted to go and tell them. My dad called me that I should go with my husband. I should take my husband, and he has always been avoiding us going to meet the man. So I told him that this time around I will go alone. Let me go and explain to the man. I was not able to do the fitness test because of corona lockdown, and they said you had to use general hospital. I could not. All the general hospitals were locked down. I wanted to play with him to just help my younger brother, who is a family man, a private school teacher. He needed a job more than I do, even though I was desperately in need of a job too, to help him. But I still carried my CV in case. So he said, why didn't I tell him early enough? Why am I telling him now that I'm going? I said, yesterday you came back very late at night. I was already asleep from your training. They went for training. They were doing refresher training. That I was not going. I shouldn't leave. I told him I needed to go. And I just secured one. I stubbornly secured one job again from one Chinese officer as marketing lead. So they were seriously calling me to meet them at the junction.
And he didn't know you already got a job?
He knew about it.
Okay.
But he was not supportive at all. But I didn't want to look at his face.
So what finally broke the...
So he said I was not going. But I said,
so you left?
I have to go. Yes. The reason why I left my child in the house was my younger brother came for post-UME, Gwagwalada. And she was attended this corona lessons. So I was he forcefully collected her from me when he snatched her. So as you were
going out, he stopped you from taking
No, I was not going out then when he snatched her away. When we started exchanging words, and I told him I was going to submit CV and then going for that business meeting, that was when he sprang up from the bed and he said I insulted him. I called him unorganized. That I didn't call name, but who is the unorganized person? Is it Mimi? I was using Mimi to insult him. I called him unorganized because she scattered her box looking for her nightwear. Me, I had already slept. I said, Mimi, you were the disorganized person that scattered it, but he sprang up.
Mimi, your daughter?
Yeah, she's Mirabelle.
Okay.
Who is the disorganized person? I was referring to him. I was insulting him. So I was still dressing her up while I was scolding her.
Yeah, okay.
She was not saying, Mommy, it was Daddy that brought out the nightwear. It was not me, because she was used to. She will match anything matchable and pull out whatever she wants to wear.
So when you now...
So he snatched...
Okay. You did,
when he sprang up... Yeah, when he sprang up, she was the first he snatched from me. I said I was still trying to oil her hair. I had dressed her for her corona lessons and I had packaged everything in her lunchbox. Please, allow me to finish dressing her up. Her nanny will soon come and pick her up. So when he snatched her, he was all kit up in his training attires, camouflage, everything, helmet. He was all dressed up for the morning trainings. I never expected that he was not going to leave her in the custody of my brother, who I was instructing. My brother was tensed. He went and locked himself in the guest toilet.
Because he saw what was playing
He
out.
just heard, he overheard the shoutings and he was shaking and warning me not to come close to him and my daughter.
So
and
your brother took your daughter or?
No.
Okay.
She was still with him.
Okay,
and
with
my
your
brother,
ex.
yes. And my brother locked himself in the guest
Because he was
toilet.
afraid.
Yeah, so I shouted
That's
his name.
to show
He
how
answered.
heated the argument was.
So he was answering me from the guest toilet. He locked himself there. So I was telling him that, okay, this nanny will be coming to pick Mimi here. When she comes, please don't go and knock at my next door neighbor's room, because she used to leave the girl with me. The girl was crying that she wanted to start attending the lessons. So I spoke with the mom and the mom agreed to enroll her in Mimi's school. So I said, the nanny might forget that girl. When she comes knocking, go and pick Bithia and hand her over to the nanny, pick Mimi and hand the two of them
Someone
to the
that
nanny.
locked himself out of fear. How did you
But
think,
he was
How did you
answering.
think he would face a man that had already scared him?
No, because he was behaving like someone that was going to actually leave her in with my brother, because he could not go to the range with her to shoot.
Okay.
Yeah. So I made her tea. She refused to take. I gave him. She refused to take. I had to persuade her. She sipped a little. I said, you can see. Hand her over to me. Let her take this tea. Then I'll hand her over to you.
Okay. I want to go on a short break. When we come back, I think we'll go just straight up into the core, the cocoa of the conversation. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back.
It's bold, it's real, is where women speak their truth.
My head of department, he was someone that everybody in College of Health Sciences will tell you that as I come up for this squad, they come back with gun for this man.
Was that bad?
Welcome to Ladies Lounge, the show where real African women talk about real issues, love, career, family, and everything in between. Every week, 3 incredible women share their stories, their laughter, and their honest takes on life.
I saw all of them as predators.
The height of it for me was my cousin. So is it possible to completely move on? I believe in karma a lot. Anyhow you do me, I have a solution for all your problems.
Join Blessing, Yvonne, and Tutu as they dive into conversations that are bold, heartfelt, and absolutely unfiltered. Catch Ladies Lounge only on UTV Africa. Ladies Lounge, bringing Africa's real stories to life.
This is still Unspoken, and my name is Chichi Omesiaka. For some minutes now, I have been with Fati. Sometimes I call her Stephanie. She's been telling her story of marital issues. We are driving somewhere. This is not the main conversation for this story, but she needed to lay a bit of background so that we'll understand when she goes down to why she's on my table. She's sitting here with me and talking about Unspoken. And in case you are just watching this show for the first time, this show, Unspoken, is what it is. It is having conversations that we literally don't want to talk about. People try to like carpet it, try to avoid talking about some of these issues. And like I said, when I was starting this show, things that has to do with, marital issues and parental issues and, basically family issues has a way of affecting the society. And if it's not properly handled, it causes a lot of mess, not just to the parties that are involved. When a child is coming from a broken home, a lot of children coming from broken homes, it has a way of affecting them big time. And if it's not checked, you see them replicating the same things that they've seen over time. And, so that's why I decided to have her here to see how we can tell the story, talk about it, and also make people to understand, in as much as you are bitter with your partner over certain things, when you allow your anger to trickle down to your child or to your children, the impact, you could think, oh, it's just for now, but the impact in the future could be very devastating. I don't want to keep preaching. I just want to go back to, for us to listen to Fati tell her story. And I would want to, like I said, before we went on the short break, I wanted to just go straight. How did you leave quickly? And then what has been, this is 5 years that you left 2020. What has been the main issue that is bothering you?
Okay. After he forcefully snatched the girl, I was trying to place my hands on where he took her to. So
he left the house before you?
No, I left before
you left.
him,
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So when I finally got to know where he took my girl to, which happens to be his elder sister's place.
So did you come back to the house that day?
Yes, I did. I came back waiting. I and my neighbors were waiting for him to bring back the girl up until 2 a.m.
Okay.
It was like a movie. So my neighbor called him and said, where was he? He said he was somewhere in the range. They were still at the range, even that late night.
Okay, so from that day?
Yes, from that day, 28 September 2020, I could not see. Again, I have been making efforts to go to where he took her to. So anytime we went there with my uncle's wife, my aunt, and my cousins, because I didn't go straight to my father's house, I stopped at my uncle's house with my luggages, wanting to drop them.
How did you leave? Did you leave that day?
No.
After how long?
I waited till the next day for him to bring the child. But when he still didn't bring her, I was already arranging my things. So I had to leave in the afternoon of 29th September. That was the next day.
You felt, for her to take away your child without your permission, that was the last straw for you?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So when I waited for like 3 weeks, trying to reach out, my uncle has been trying to reach out to him. He kept postponing coming. He said, just come, my son, let's talk man to man. He refused to come. So we made an attempt to go to the estate. We went there 4 times. And the securities kept lying to me and dribbling me. I said, all of you know me. I called all of them by names.
That's where you were living before, or your your in-laws, the sister?
Yes.
So before now, were you close to the sister?
Yes, we were very close. They loved me so much. There's so much.
Did you try to talk to her before going to her
Yes,
place?
we did.
And
that 2019,
she
she and the husband, because I was confiding in the husband at first. I said I didn't want the sister to know what was happening. So when she went to work, the husband called us and he refused to go until he persuaded him to come. When we went there, I reported, but I didn't really go deep to explain to the husband.
Even your sister-in-law knew that the marriage was
She came and packed me with my belongings 2019. She said I should arrange all my belongings that her husband told her. We were once in the house and I should just arrange all my things. They were on their way to evacuate me to their house.
Just to protect it from your husband?
Yes. So he traveled
But you said the
election
marriage was never physical, like there was no domestic violence?
No, there was no, but only several attempts.
Okay.
Like several attempts.
So that was why your sister-in-law wanted to rescue
No,
you
she said when he was ready for a decent marriage, he should come to her house.
and pick
She
you.
didn't want me to go to my
But her
parents'
own
house.
house. Her own house.
Yes, so they
that
took
was
me
in
there.
2019. So by 2020, the
It's
brother,
persisted.
that's her own brother, that's your ex,
Yes.
took your child
To her house.
to her house.
Yes.
So what happened?
My only crime is I opted out of the marriage. I didn't endure. I didn't stay. That was my only crime. And anytime we had issues, even if it's at midnight, he will want to pick her box, forcefully collect her from me. He will call the sister, and the sister will say, "Are you dead or is the mother dead? Don't bring me to me. In as much as you are alive and the mother is alive." But I don't know what changed.
So
sister.
apparently she was upset that you left.
I left.
Okay.
So I was making attempt, in as much as she said whatsoever we brought, I should drop whatsoever I brought for my baby at the gate, security gate, and his car documents, which I refused to give any of his colleagues that kept coming to speak on his behalf.
5 years now.
5 years now. So I was.
What effort have you made to be able to have access to your daughter?
First and foremost, when I wanted to go to their office, my uncle stopped me. He said he didn't want this to affect his job. I shouldn't go.
Okay, so you wanted to report.
Yes.
To his
To his
office.
superiors, yes.
Okay,
But
so-
my uncle kept stopping me. I made 3 good attempts. So after 7 months, I said, "Uncle, I have woken up with so much unrest."
How
I
old
don't
were
know
your
what to
how,
do.
how old was your daughter when you left? When she was taken away from you?
She was 3 years and some months, almost
Okay.
4 years.
Almost 4 years. Okay.
Yes, ma. So I went to Public Complaint Commission. When I went to Public Complaint Commission, there was the commissioner, that's Abuja
Yeah. Yeah.
branch. There was no positive response after several months. The last time we called the commissioner that was supposed to handle this matter, that promised me to see my child, he said Federal Ministry of Women Affairs had more interest
yeah.
in the matter. So the file has been transferred to Federal Ministry of Women Affairs. I went there, they said, and that was when so many things kept happening, mother. I could not go back to that office again.
To the ombudsman, that's
The commissioner then.
Yeah.
Yes. So they asked me to go back to Public Complaint Commission Abuja branch to ask for the date because they didn't have the energy to start looking for my file.
That's the Women Affairs.
Yes, Federal
Okay,
Ministry
they
of
couldn't
Women
find
Affairs.
your file.
They said they didn't want to start searching for my file. I should just tell them the date, public complaint, transfer the matter, the file to them. I got tired. Come today, come tomorrow. The very day the woman called him in my presence, because she said she called the sister, and the sister has been telling her she's a civil servant. She didn't have time. She was busy. She called him in my presence.
Who is the woman?
The woman that was supposed to handle the matter in Women Affairs.
Okay.
Yes, because I went to plead with them that they could not find my file. Can they just open another file? Let it just be a fresh case in their office. So
Okay.
the woman called him in my presence, and the phone was on hands-free. He was pretending not to hear this woman. He was trying to tell his counterpart, his associates to come. So he was still trying to make her to reintroduce herself again. Maybe he was putting it on hands-free. So they were all shouting and yelling at her, threatening to track her and beat her up. That was the last day she attended to my case. When I got tired.
So because he is working with paramilitary.
Military. So he has been using.
He uses that.
Yes, even to
threaten.
send my own cousin brother, who happens to be a lawyer, he sent him in time frame of 1 week. He sent him 2 petitions that he made sure he loses his job.
And you've been able to also escalate this to radio stations, especially our sister company,
Yes.
People's FM.
Yes,
That's where I got to know
yes,
you were here.
Yes, ma'am. And they also threatened
the station.
the station.
Yeah, okay. First, let me ask you, how has it been not being able to have access to your daughter? Like I said, I'm a mother. I do not have an idea what you are dealing with. How has it been? Do you sometimes feel like you you disappointed your daughter, you left, you walked away from your daughter? Did you feel like you didn't fight?
No. I have never for once felt regretted opting out of the marriage. But at some point, I regretted leaving her. Even though I knew, even if I had left with her, he would still track me and still collect her. We would just be stealing her from each other. So I felt it's better I just go through the higher authorities. Let it be on record that yes, so person has the custody. I will not lie to you, ma. It has been devastating. I've just been alive and I've been struggling to be strong by the grace of God. That connection is still there because Alicia has been yelling to see me, and I could not just, they were giving me terms and conditions that if I want to see my child, I should go back. My marital home is waiting for me. I'm ready to let go that marital home.
Is he ready to accept you back?
But no, there's no challenge. Even when my late dad kept pampering and calling, come, even if you people are not going back into the marriage, come, let's sit as a family, because we've never sat as a family. The last time your sister held her in her house, and before she was still stubborn, our daughter was stubborn to go back to her married home. They got tired, and then the husband called us, and I and the mom separately. So come, let's sit as a family. Let's know where this problem is coming from. I've jotted all Fatih's allegations against you, and I've jotted all your allegations against Fatih. Let's come. He said he didn't have time. He didn't have that time. So
he is not interested in the marriage.
So to say, but he has been telling, he just wants me to go back.
To go back where?
To the marriage without.
To his house?
Yes, to his house without any family meeting or whatsoever.
I don't know about your tradition, but I know there are some places in Igbo that says if you left on your own, the man is not going to do anything to get you back because you walked away.
Yeah.
In fact, they would even expect your family to do certain things so that you can come back.
Wow.
If you left on your own. Okay. If it's the man that asks you
to leave.
Yeah, so you need to also understand what is the tradition saying. Is he benching this on tradition to say, okay, no, I didn't ask her to leave. She left on her own and I'm not going to, because it could be a case of two very stubborn people. Because from what you're saying, you have to, I would want you to have maybe like review yourself and ask what are the things I could do differently to make sure that I bend a bit to be able to have access to my daughter.
Okay.
I am in no position to say go back to the marriage. That's why I kept asking, does he want you to come back? So that's the question you need to find out from him going forward. Mm-hmm. However, 5 years, you've tried through Public Complaint Commission, you've tried through Women Affairs,
yes.
You've tried to go through to his office.
Yes.
Because you didn't mention that, but off air you've been able to.
Yes.
So let's go to that part. You've gone to media, and he tries to threaten everybody. So let's talk about briefly his organization. What have you been able to do to?
Okay, I made several attempts to go. Even before going to Public Complaint and Federal Ministry of Women Affairs, I made 3 efforts to go there because there are his associates at the gate there. The first gate that will screen me to the second gate up until DG's gate. So once they sighted me from afar, I don't know if they were always calling him to tell him she's here, because definitely they were expecting me to
so
be there.
They are trying. They try to block you.
Yes.
Okay.
I have not been able to have access to
his organization.
The organization up until I went to court. After Federal Ministry of Women Affairs, I was left with no option. I told my uncle, as the mother of my baby, do I have right to be seeing her? Because I've sent him several messages just to be seeing her.
So all you're asking is you just want to have access from time to. You're not asking for custody.
At first. But right now I'm asking for custody because she's with a third party. He doesn't even have time for the girl.
So he's not even staying with her?
Yes. She's still with his elder sisters, and at the mercy of house help.
Exactly.
In the same Abuja, and she herself doesn't have time for her children. House helps have always brought up her children. And then, because she's a career woman, and my own child is at the custody of house helps that don't even last for up to a month.
So you went to court?
I went to court. When I filed a case for custody, the case lingered for 3 years.
Wow.
That was 2021. That was when I filed for custody, not divorce at first. So because my uncle stopped me from filing the two. He said anything could happen. He didn't want me to take this thing the way I want to take it. So after it lingered for 3 years, he tried to frustrate the matter just to buy time. Even the judge was mad at them. And she said he didn't employ her and he cannot be threatening her through his lawyer in any way with letters, unnecessary letters, to just avoid court sittings. But the next time they will come here, the next adjourned date, she's going to pass judgment with or without them. So I don't know. Definitely someone must have given him an expo on that. On the day of the hearing, they all appeared with the sister and the husband. They have always been his entourage. So there's a conversation, a call record that the uncle sent to my own uncle, because they happen to be childhood friends, his brother-in-law and my uncle. When my ex-husband was calling him that he was on his way to take Mimi to their house, and he was stopping him. I have it. He was stopping him that, no, you dare not separate a mother from a child. He said, no. After all, even if it's court, we can go to court when she's 18. She can choose who to be with. And the husband, brother-in-law, was saying, okay, 18 with her, right? She will reach 18 in her mother's place, not in our house, right? But he was left with no option. He was
So did they play all that at the court?
No.
Okay.
When he was on his way to take the girl on 28th September.
Okay, so what happened? Yeah, what happened at the court?
Okay, so at the court, I was granted judgment.
Okay. Custody of your child?
Yes.
Okay.
Full custody and then access to the father. Given so many reasons, I have my court documents with me. So, his lawyer advised him based on the hearing day, and the judge was not... In fact, she is a mother, and they saw how she reacted. She took it almost too personal. So they suspected that it was going to be in my favor. The judgment was going to be in my favor. So the lawyer advised that they draft a document for stay of execution, not to enforce judgment. So on the very day of the judgment, immediately before we left court, they served my lawyer with the stay of execution. Up until today, we were not able to enforce judgment. So they swiftly filed for notice of appeal on the High Court to review before the day to notify the court that they needed to go to Court of Appeal. They filed an appeal at Court of Appeal already with an appeal number that they just needed the lower court, Appeal Court, High Court Appeal, they just need to notify the court that they no longer have the jurisdiction to continue with the matter on stay of execution. That they have now filed for an appeal because they were not satisfied with the judgment on Court of Appeal. But we have not joined issues with them up until now.
So you've not proceeded to Court of Appeal?
No. Nothing has happened there.
So what is the court, the court that gave the judgment? Have you been able to go back to see?
Yeah, when I went there, the court told me that actually he came with this stay of execution. If they had not come with it on the very day of that judgment, I would have swiftly enforced judgment. They would have given me document and all.
Okay.
Yes. So when I went to the office, there was one man that blocked me who was asking me, a personnel, why was I here? And I told him, I said, I just needed to go to the disciplinary unit. He said, disciplinary unit for what? I said, investigative unit, sir. I don't even know the unit I'm supposed to go. He said, please, I should come. I should confide in him. What's the matter? Because he had already suspected that every day on a daily, wives keep coming to report their personnel there. I confided in him. I told him, he said, wow. He saw the judgment. He said, wow. Please, he cannot allow me to go in. I should just confide in him that, please, I should take it to myself, upon myself, that he has promised to help me see my child. But if he proves stubborn, he's going to write a comprehensive report and send to the right department to continue from there, and he will grant me access to the right department. He will even take me. So after few weeks, like magic, he was always keeping me up to speed with the progress he was making. And lo and behold, one day, I just saw his message. On the same day, on 21st March, I saw my ex-husband's message in the morning.
And he has never written to you
no,
since you left?
I've always been the one sending him message on how I could see her. He would just be sending his friends and his family members the message. Or he will call my neighbor and say, he's not in town. He's out of town. Whatsoever I have to say, when he comes back, he will let her know and she should tell me too.
Okay, so he sent a message, and what was the message?
Though I was talking to me about going to evacuate my properties in his mother's house, like he was giving so many terms and conditions, refund of all he spent, whatever. I said, my father sent me your dowry. I've refunded 3 years ago. No marriage. What is it? Okay. You didn't divorce me. So that was when I rushed and I saw.
So what was the content?
He said I should follow through the right channel to go and evacuate my things. The same people, the same. And
let's focus on your daughter.
Yes.
What did he say? In
the same text message,
okay,
he started with, I should follow the due processes. The people that took my things to his house should be the same people to go and evacuate. I should reach out to, they should communicate between uncles. Meanwhile, I can come and see Mimi today by 5 p.m. I now replied, okay. When I went there was no entanglement.
So he didn't allow you.
He didn't. He was just the one holding the girl, holding her.
How did your daughter react when she saw you?
Ma, this is the emotional part that I thought I could hold my tears.
It's okay.
When I went into the security office where he gathered online in-laws to come and see the madness I will exhibit, maybe I will be rolling on the ground, screaming, shouting, or dragging her with him. They were all seated. Even my former neighbor, the daughter of that girl, and some of the securities there. They told my cousin sister not to go in, but I said she needed to be in. Let her come and witness what was going to happen. So when I went, I saw this girl looking so malnourished, looking like someone that has sickle cell. I was comparing her pictures before and after. As in, is this my child sitting here like an orphan? When I met her, she was just smiling. She was just overwhelmed, rubbing her palms, rubbing her. Mimi, is this you?
She couldn't even come to hug you.
Yes. Maybe they gave her that orientation. I said, Mimi, is this you? Do you know me? She was smiling. She could not close her mouth. She said, yes. I said, who am I? She said, my mommy. I said, and you can't hug me. She came and hugged me. I lifted her up. I said, Mimi, so I can get to see you again in this life. She said, yes. I was trying to have a conversation with her as a mother and child. But he took her away. He changes it. Because I was trying to communicate with her to let her know that I didn't run away and leave her, because she kept telling people have been telling me that they went to check up on her, and she cried and said, please, my mommy ran away and left me. I said, Mimi, I'm here for you. Always know that distance can never be a barrier. And you see the way the clock ticks, tick, tick. She said, yes. I said, that's how I think about you. And I still love you. And I'm still your mom. And these are the things I brought for you. Can you give your friend? Because the mother came with her friend. I said, do you people communicate? Like, yes, sometimes video call, WhatsApp call. I said, good. I was trying to ask her, are you doing well in school? How are you? What are your favorite toys now? I didn't even buy any toy for you. What's now your favorite toy? Because I don't even know anything about you.
This is 5 years after.
This is 5 years. She said, teddy bear. I said, are you not tired of teddy bear in this life? The father was just trying to hijack some conversations. But I was just, even though he was holding her, I was not seeing anybody. But I was seeing my child. I was only seeing my child. I said, Mimi, why have you not been eating well? Why have you not been feeding? Eat plenty food for me in your house, right? She said, yes. I said, please, I'm not happy seeing you. When next do you want to see me? She said, soon. I said, how soon? She said, very, very soon. And this is the son. I've
How
not
many
seen
months
her
after?
now since March. This is the 6th month again that I saw her last. That day, my sleep was just different. My sleep was different, even though it was a haphazard kind of session, but I still felt some relief and some hope of seeing my child again. I went to meet the man. I told him, I said, okay, sir, please, when do you think will be a good time again for me to reach out to you, to help me reach out to him, to see my child? He said, during Easter period. But at some point, because of the nature of their job or something, he has played his part.
Yeah. That's what I wanted to say.
Yes, ma. So I still went back again to the DSS. I still went back again. That day I said, God, help me. Let me not see that man that helped me to see her. He will still block me. That day I didn't see anybody.
So now is becoming more difficult or still difficult to...
It's still difficult.
Okay. Do you think using mediation can work?
Ma, honestly, I will not lie to you. Mediation, I doubt.
What else do you think can work?
Because
Because obviously
so many people
court has not worked. Every other angle. Because if court doesn't work, then what else can work?
Okay, ma, one thing I just want, my prayer here is his office should be reached out to. If there's a way.
What do you think?
Even though the last time...
What do you think? This is, unfortunately, whether we agree or not, this is a man's world. Obviously, maybe the people,
I know it will still
shielding you from having access and reporting him to his office are men. And because I want you to be very realistic, you've tried. This is 5 years, and like I said, your daughter is growing and growing. What are other options to follow? I'm going to try my own option of saying, can we have mediation?
Okay, ma'am.
That's my own advice. But I'm asking you as a person, you've explored a lot of options.
Okay, the reason why I saw some light coming out of the tunnel in the aspect of their office was that when I traveled for my dad's burial,
Sorry about your father's death.
Thank you very much, ma. So my letter finally reached out to the DG, because when I told you I made a second attempt, I decided to put the judgment and my lawyer's letter into the envelope, and I wrote DGSS. That was how I was able to gain access.
So you met
to the DG's
DG
office, no,
okay.
the reception.
Okay.
And the acknowledged receipt.
Okay.
After 2 days, they called one of the women, the personnel that are helping me, facilitating.
So you were able to get into the women in his office.
First gate, second gate, third gate.
Now you're using the women in his office to be able to gain access.
Yes.
Fantastic.
So they said they called the DG, requested to see him. And his immediate boss told the DG that they traveled. Till today, I've not heard from them. Even though there were some updates I was receiving.
Positive updates or not so positive?
Not so positive.
Do you think you have tried your best?
I have at some point.
Do you still have hope that they are going to come through for you?
I don't. I'm beginning to lose hope.
What's your next line of call?
My next line of call is for relevant authorities to help out if in any way they feel they can be of help to me. Maybe to reawaken the call, the first step I had already taken. If they can help me remind them, because even if I do reprint that acknowledged copy and still take it, I still feel it may not be enough. So I just want relevant authorities, well-meaning Nigerians, to please be of help.
What do you think this is for you? Like, are you asking for the marriage back, or you just want to have custody of your child, or you just want to have access from time to time? Because people are going to ask, can you take care of your child? Are you buoyant enough to fend for yourself and your child?
Exactly.
So what's the point? What's that specific thing you're asking? Custody, full custody, or you want joint?
Honestly speaking, I will not lie to you, Ma. I want the full custody of my child. Because I feel she's with a third party.
Okay.
He's not there for her.
If this is granted, are you going to allow him to have access to her from time to
Very
time?
well. I will let him have full access to her, and I really need him to be in her life 100%. Let's just come together, keep marriage aside. Let's try our best in order not to make this. It will definitely affect her. Yes, even these 5 years that have gone, I know it's already showing in her. It has a very huge impact on her. Yes, that's a mistake we have made, but we have to move on. Even if it's to pretend, all is well for this girl's well-being, for her psychological balance. I just want him to keep some grudges. He should just keep some personal things aside, and let's just give this girl the best upbringing that she deserves. She doesn't deserve our actions on her. Ma, I will give him full access like the court did, but I need full custody of my child because she is not living with him. He has not remarried. And I'm alive. And I sent in this message. I said, I think in as much as I, the mother, is still alive, do I really deserve to be seeing my child? He didn't reply. He kept sending it as broadcast message to everybody.
Fatih.
Yes, ma.
Thank you for being here. I'm hoping that having this conversation would, you will get the desired results you're looking for. And I'm glad that you have a change of heart, or you have this mindset of you don't just want to have custody of your daughter and then revenge. I hope you don't change and revenge, and then still block your daughter from seeing your ex for another 5 years and say, okay, do me, I do you, God no confess.
No.
I hope it doesn't play out.
No.
And because truth is, they say when two elephants are fighting,
the grass suffers.
Exactly. Both of you are having this issue, but your daughter, just like you said, you saw her and you couldn't even hold back your tears because you feel she's malnourished, you feel she's not getting the motherly treatment that she's supposed to get. So I'm hoping that this conversation is not just going to be another effort that will not yield to anything. I will still try to see if I can reach out to your husband. UTV Africa will play our own part. If peradventure you have access to your daughter, please don't go saying all manner of bad things that you think she needs to know about her father and all that is not necessary. And this is where I'm going to end the show by saying parenting is not easy. Relationship is not easy, but it will be important for us to know when children are involved, we should do things differently, because you may end up, leaving room for a lot of unfortunate things. This decision between you people can either make or mar your child. I'm going to leave you with this quote by Frederick Douglass that says, "It is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men." Truth is, whatever we do today could have huge impact on our children. So parents, I am appealing to you, whatever issues you have with amongst yourselves, please make sure that it doesn't affect our children. We don't need to, get these children broken, because fixing them at older age will become almost impossible. It will be almost impossible. This child is still very young. She can still be fixed at this stage of her life. So parents, if you're watching this show, I hope you learn from, you get one or two things from this show to know that whatever fights you are doing is not worth it. You want to punish your partner, and then you think you are doing that by depriving that child of either their motherly or their fatherly connection. You will gradually be raising a broken child. This is Unspoken. This is conversations. We have conversations that a lot of people don't want to have. And if you have a story you want to tell, feel free to reach out to us on UTV. Our social media handles we're scrolling through. Feel free to reach out to us if you want to sit with me and tell your own story. Until I come your way next time, my name is Chichi Omesiaka. Don't keep quiet. Speak up. Bye for now.